In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA picks for Friday, April 3rd. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our April 3rd NBA video here. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNetChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel. Currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on the way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you can grow to a much broader audience. All right. Now, for our plays that we had last night, I gave you guys the Hornets. That was a blowout winner. That cashed. I gave you guys the Timberwolves plus 5.5. Let's double check that right now. Timberwolves lost by 5. Perfect. We got that one there. I told you guys that the Thunder was going to blow out the LA Lakers. I told you that the Thunder were going to blow out the LA Lakers. Not saying that's some big thing, but everyone was on the bandwagon of the Lakers, and I literally said this game is a wake-up call. It is 82 to 125 right now, and they've been benched the starters. So we hit that one right there. I said take the points with Golden State with the plus plus 10.5. And for the Clippers, I said plus 5, but they're getting blown out right now. But it's halftime. We'll see what happens. So we went 4-1 on yesterday's slate. Smashed it in some very important spots as well. Also in baseball, we had a nice start at the beginning of the game, beginning of the slate here with Twins as at plus 194. We cashed that ticket as well. So very good that we did on Patreon. You got to click that link down below so you can get full access to these bets here. And so you can get ready for March Madness, the Final Four here, the last 2 spots. All right, this is what it's all meant for here coming up on Saturday. So get locked in a little bit. Click that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to their group chat that goes up 24/7. In Xfinity Mobile Arena here, Philadelphia 76ers at home, 42-34, going against the Timberwolves here, 46-30. Looking at the odds here, this is pretty much a pick 'em. Minus 120 for the 76ers. Come back of the T-Wolves at a plus 100. Total at 233.5, and spread is at 1.5. Public bet percentage, 72% of the bets coming in on Philly, 59% of the money coming in on Minnesota. For the total, 90% of the bets, 89% of the money on the over 233. And for the spread, 69% of the bets, 68% of the money on Philly to cover this short number here. Between these two teams, have they already played? Let's double check. Yes, and that was a blowout in February, 135 to 108 in that particular game. So this is the second and final matchup between these two teams. Philly has been playing really good basketball as of late, getting guys back healthy and really putting up points. Minnesota still dealing with Anthony Edwards being out. They've been solid as well. Both of these teams have won 3 out of the last 5 games. And technically the only loss from the Timberwolves have been against the Detroit Pistons. All right, so and this is the second game of back-to-back. So we'll got to wait and see if they're going to be able to bounce back from this. Let's see what are their numbers on the second game of back-to-back for the Timberwolves. Let's see. Against the spread with no rest, the Timberwolves are they're just above 575 against the spread. And if we're looking at the over-under with no rest, they are towards the over 8-4, and I like the over anyway. In this game, Philly has been putting up a ton of points here. They got 2 games in the last 5 with over 150 points here. I think that this can be a very explosive game. Paul George clicking, VJ, Tyrese Maxey. They got a ton of guys that can put up points here for Philly. No Joel Embiid. Right now he's considered doubtful in this game. And then we're waiting on news about Anthony Edwards, all right, if he's going to be able to give it a go in this one as well. He's been out for a little bit. But this game here, my top play is going to be the over 233. All right, top play over 233. And my secondary play, I would take the 76ers here to keep things going and rolling as they get ready for the playoffs here. If we're looking at the standings, they just were able to surpass the Raptors. I think the 76ers want to stay out of that play-in game, and they're right behind Atlanta for that 5 spot. All right, so they have the opportunity. Do you want to face the Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers? Both of those series are winnable with this current iteration of the 76ers. I think so, but we'll see here. But definitely try to stay out of that play-in, and you do not want to have to go up against the Celtics. All right. So give me the over 233 top play, secondary play, 76ers money line. Next up here in Barclays Center, we have the Brooklyn Nets 18-58 going up against Atlanta Hawks 44-33. Looking at the current odds for this one, Hawks big road favorites minus 1600. Comeback of the Brooklyn Nets at a plus 850. Total at 225.5, and spread is at 15.5. Public bet percentage 91% of the bets, 96% of the money, all on Atlanta. For the total, 87% of the bets, 88% of the money on the over 225.5, and for the spread, 74% of the bets, 70% of the money on the Atlanta Hawks to cover the 15.5 points here. For the injury report between these two teams, positive news: Nick Claxton and Noah Clowney are going to be probable for this game. Hawks are totally healthy. They got their full lineup, and they have been on fire as of late, winning 4 out of the last 5 games, majority-wise blowing out teams in their games as well. And they've dominated the Brooklyn Nets all year long, currently 3-0 against them this year. All right, I think that trend continues, and they've been covering spreads, especially against a team like the Brooklyn Nets here, who are one of the worst teams defensively. They've totally given up. No Michael Porter Jr. as well, and they should take full advantage of this team. All right, so give me the Hawks team total over and Hawks to cover the number at 15.5. In Madison Square Garden here, we have the New York Knicks 49-28 going up against the Chicago Bulls 29-47. Looking at the odds in this one, minus 1600 for the Knicks at home, plus 850 on the comeback of the Bulls. Total at 237. Spread is at 15.5. Public bet percentage 91% of the bets, 77% of the money towards the Knicks. For the total, 65% of the bets, 61% of the money on the over 237. And for the spread, 63% of the bets, 67% of the money on Chicago to cover this number here. Now, all the public and sharps are on Chicago. People are definitely on the downside of New York. How they've been playing on the road, but you got to remember the Knicks are horrible on the road this year. They are currently 21-19 on the road. All right, it's a totally different story when you're talking about being home. They're 27-9 at home, so they're back home. They should definitely be able to handle this team. They play much better basketball, but we do that 15.5. Is it just too much? Is the question. Is it just too much? Technically, the Chicago team has been keeping it pretty close to this Knicks team. All right, they beat the Knicks, earlier in the year. The one loss in Madison Square Garden was only by 12, and then in Chicago, it was only a 6-point win by New York here. Now, if you're looking at the Bulls' last couple games, they've been getting handled by 19, by 15, a loss to Memphis, and a loss by 18 to OKC. So they've been right on that cusp in these specific spots here. I would lean to the 15.5 for the Chicago Bulls to cover this number. All right, I think that's a little bit too much. I like that number, and I like the over 237.5 points in this game as well. In Pfizer form here, we have the Milwaukee Bucks 30-46 going to be against the Boston Celtics 51-25. Looking at the odds for this one, huge. This whole slate is big spreads here. Minus 2,000 on the Celtics, plus 950 with the comeback of the Bucks. Total at 217, and spread is at 16.5. Public bet percentage here, 93% of the bets, 85% of the money all over Boston. For the total, 78% of the bets and money on the over 217. And for the spread, 55% of the bets coming in on Milwaukee, 68% of the money coming in on Milwaukee as well. So they're looking at the Bucks to cover the number here. Bucks have been playing pretty bad basketball as of late. Obviously losing 4 out of the last 5 games. They lost to the Rockets by 6. They played competitive in that game. They beat Dallas and then got blown out by the Clippers, got blown out by San Antonio, and got really blown out by Portland in those games there. Boston has been playing strong. They've been handling business. The only team they faltered against was against Atlanta, but that was the second time they had faced them in less than 3 days. All right, so this is a team in Boston that has dominated the series 2-1 so far, and it's the fourth and final matchup. I don't think that this iteration of the Milwaukee Bucks team can keep anything close to this team in the Celtics, and I trust the Celtics to cover this number. Celtics, Spurs, Thunder, these are the teams you trust to cover with large spreads. And I definitely think they handled the minus 16.5. If you don't like that, then I would definitely take the team total over for the Celtics, and that team total would be 117. So give me the over 117 team total for the Celtics. Last but not least, here in FedEx Forum, we got the Memphis Grizzlies 25-51 going up against the Raptors 42-34. Looking at odds for this one, Raptors on the road minus 750, come back at the Grizzlies plus 525, total at 232, and spread is at 11.5. Public bet percentage here, 88% of the bets, 95% of the money all over Toronto. For the total, 91% of the bets, 90% of the money all over the over 232. And for the spread, 62% of the bets, 72% of the money on Memphis to cover the 11.5. So this one here, we need some clarification on some guys for the Toronto Raptors. No Emmanuel Quickley, and no Jamison Battle, and no Chucky Hepburn. All right, so they're going to be without some key guys, especially Emmanuel Quickley, for this Toronto Raptors team, and they've been very up and down. All right, very shaky, losing to Sacramento by 8. Understandable, you lose to Detroit, and then they got blown out by the Clippers. They've been very Jekyll and Hyde. This team has been very, very up and down. Grizzlies, they've been playing tough. They've been playing hard for the fact that they got a whole bunch of backups here. They did beat the Bulls 125-124. It's just that I cannot trust Toronto with this number, especially on the road here. I can't trust this team at all. Well, when it comes to these big spreads here, I would have to lean towards Memphis Grizzlies in this game at home plus 11.5. I think they can keep this within distance. And if I had to go towards a total, they've been allowing a lot of points here. So I'm going to be going towards, if they do, what was the first matchup? 117-104. Let me see who played in this game just real quick. In this particular game, we had we had same backups here. They won by 13, but that was in Toronto. I think we have a similar type of outing here when it comes to Grizzlies versus Raptors. For the Raptors here, they had Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Ingram, Barnes here as well. I'm going to go with the Grizzlies in the plus 11.5 in this one, all right, and the under. So under will be the secondary play at under 232.5. For Memphis to have an opportunity here, they don't need to outscore them. They definitely need to run it at their pace. All right, so don't let this be a high scoring environment. Let in Toronto score 120, 130 points. A slower tempo. They're at home in Memphis. Plus 11.5 for Grizzlies, and then the under 232. That's going to be the secondary play, and that's going to be the breakdown for the Friday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that one down in the comment section. Also, get locked and loaded for the Patreon and for March Madness, the end of March Madness here. You click on that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes up 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.